Kwab, it's time to have real conversations about the San Antonio Spurs.
We've been having real conversations
Yeah,
about San
we've been
Antonio
having real
Spurs.
conversations, but we haven't had like real conversations.
Like, okay, so now we're about to have a real conversation.
Yeah, I'm talking like we were like, oh, they're good. They're better
Yeah,
than we thought they would be. They're a playoff team. I'm talking real.
like real
Like
conversations.
let's get down to business and like what are these guys?
What?
Because this is we're a quarter way through the season now.
Yep.
They're playing without an
Wemby.
alien,
Yep. Without the alien.
and they're still kicking everyone's butts.
Yes, sir.
So let's get to it. The Spurs beat the Lakers in Los Angeles 132-119. Stephon Castle 30, 10, and 60. Aaron Fox 20 points. Kelvin Johnson on the bench at 17 and 8. For the Lakers, Luka Doncic 35, 8, and 5. LeBron James 19, 15, and 8. And Marcus Smart 26 points, 8 of 14. He took 14 threes. We'll get into it. But he had 26 points. Man, listen, I said before the game, Kwab and I, private conversation, and Kwab can back me up on this. I think the Spurs are a problem for the Lakers because the Lakers just do not do well against fast and athletic teams. I like this matchup. I said that I actually think that as currently constructed without Wemby, that they would actually give them more of a problem than they did the last time they faced. Has nothing to do with Wemby. I still think Wemby's great. I just think that when you get a bunch of guards like De'Aaron Fox, who didn't play last game,
Yep.
Stephon Castle, aggressiveness, fast, the Lakers are just not going to be able to keep up, and that's pretty much the story of the game. They got whatever, and I mean whatever they wanted on the offensive end, driving kicks for threes. De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, able to get by Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic at will. Even Marcus Smart, I thought, didn't play well defensively this game. You know, Marcus is supposed to be the guy they signed to kind of, fix those holes on the perimeter. If Marcus can't go back to what he was, even close to being like when he was a defensive player of the year, and obviously that's unrealistic. He's had injuries since then. He's older. But if he's going to give this type of performance, and I'm not even blaming him because I think out of the three that I just mentioned, he was the best defender out of all of them.
Yeah.
But if he's not going to be this lockdown defender, the Lakers are in trouble because I don't know how they're going to guard a Spurs team, a Thunder team, a Rockets team. There's just no way you're going to be able to keep up with teams that are more athletic than you. And today, the Spurs showed their youth, their athleticism, their shooting, their balance, their guard play. We've talked
speed.
over and over again about how Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and De'Aaron Fox, how is that going to look like? How are they going to coexist? Look great to me. Look fine to me. In a game where they're missing Victor Wembanyama, it's not like De'Aaron Fox had to come rescue them. Everybody did their part. I think Luke Cornett is also playing. I thought Luke Cornett had the biggest play of the game. When the tide was turning at the end of the first half, things were going back and forth. He had a huge block on Austin Reeves that I think just pretty much silenced the crowd. Spurs scored on the opposite end, and that was pretty much it. The Lakers really never got too close after that. It was a double-digit lead at halftime, and I think they got it to 9 or something like that. But it was all Spurs, and it was just because the Lakers just did not have any answers on the defensive end on how to stop the Spurs. And, this is a San Antonio team that has beaten the Rockets. They've beaten the Nuggets. They've now beaten the Lakers. They're going to play OKC on Saturday. I don't know what's going to happen, but even if they lose that game, at some point, and I am at that point, I think Spurs fans have been at this point. They've been in our power ranking segment. It's just kind of like a little low here. Come on, I was hesitant to put them up there just because it's new. You know what I mean? Like this team was below 500 last year. I know they're better this year. They're getting healthier. Players seem to know their roles more, but you still kind of want to see more before you kind of just throw a stamp on them. I'm stamping them. This team is for real. Like, for real, for real. Like, I think we're going to be talking about this team late in May for sure.
Yeah, and that's the way they played tonight, and that's like without Wemby. And I, like you said before this game started, you made the point. It was like even though they don't have Wemby, this is a bad matchup for the Lakers just because of how fast these guards play and how slow and old the Lakers look at times. And it felt like the case of the game, man. With the Spurs team, we've been waiting for all your guards to get healthy because we've seen what Dylan Harper was doing at the start of the year off the bench, and then he got hurt. We've seen what Castle has been doing, being scoring, but also being a playmaker, and then he was out. We've seen what Fox was doing when he came back, and he's been the clutch player that he's been. Even though some people made a big deal after that first game when he took that one shot, but we know how good Fox is and how well he plays. Having those three guards in your rotation is crazy because at any time you're gonna have at least two of them on the floor at the same time, and your
Yeah.
pace is going to be ridiculous, offensively and defensively. And the point made, they got whatever they wanted, and it only wasn't them because when Keldon Johnson checked in the game, I think he scored I think 13
I'm looking
points or
now.
something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
early on, it was like on a ridiculous run, and he's been playing really well because he's just kind of fallen into his role as a bench player right now off the and being impactful. And Jeremy Shohan didn't play.
No.
Yeah, like the, the Spurs have a abundance of talent, and you see this game when you see the way these young players are playing, these guards are playing, the shots they're hitting, and you were talking about the big play Cornette made, and little things like that. When you have a team that has all these different pieces and you're getting big spark plays from quote unquote role players, it makes a huge difference. Also, like solid game by Harrison Barnes. Always
Yeah,
the
I was about to mention him in a second. Yeah.
yeah, the cagey vet. Like, I saw somebody. There was somebody had a tweet before. It's like starting lineup of like it was like Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Shaq, and somebody else like Tim Duncan who would be able to stop this. Somebody was like five Harrison Barnes, five Harrison Barnes because you know what you're gonna get from him consistency from him. Whatever position he's playing, however he's playing throughout the course of a game, and like great game by the Spurs, man. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Julian Champagny. Another.
Yeah, he had a big M1 too in the fourth quarter too. Caught the
Yeah.
ball behind him, reverse layup, M1. That stopped the run as well.
Stopped the run, yeah.
And he could shoot his ass off. I mean,
my
the Spurs
God.
just have a lot of talent. We talk a lot about the Thunder being deep. This is me not saying that the Spurs are deeper, but what I am saying is that the Spurs are deep too.
Yes.
Like they have
Yes.
players off the bench. Devin Vassell, we haven't even talked about.
Yeah.
He's been having a good year. They are stacked. This Spurs team is stacked with young talent, and over the past 2 or 3 years, they've developed this talent to accept and learn their roles and learn how to win. You bring in an alien, and you bring in one of the fastest dudes in the league who can run point guard, and look what you got. You got a contender all of a sudden. So shout out to the San Antonio Spurs organization. They play the game the right way. They play fast. They play smart. They play defense. Just overall, it was a game that I've watched, and you know, the Lakers are a team where I don't think I would have picked them to go to the finals or go to the Western Conference Finals, but currently they're sitting at number 2 in our power rankings a lot because of their record.
Yeah.
And I knew this was a big game. They've also beat the Spurs in the past, but just seeing San Antonio go in there without Wembanyama and just they beat the crap out of them. Like this wasn't like
hands down.
It was very close to being a damn. It was close. It was close.
It was close.
Just clearly being the better team. And I know like game to game that like things change, and you know they could play tomorrow and like the Spurs could lose by 10 to the Lakers, but like right now I am very confident that if these two teams played a playoff series, a 7-game series, Spurs win in 5, 6 max. They're too fast, they're too quick, and you can't teach that, and that's the thing that bothers me about the Lakers. You can't teach foot speed and guarding the perimeter. You can't. Yeah. Sometimes it's not even about effort. Austin Reeves is not a good perimeter defender. He's not. Yeah. Luka's slow and he gets lazy. It's just what it is. And Marcus
LeBron's
Smart,
old.
He's not what he used. You just don't have the bodies to keep up with a Spurs team. You just can't. You could say effort all you want. You can draw up these, exotic defensive schemes, go zone, whatever. At the end of the day, you got to be able to stay in front of your man. And the Spurs are just way quicker and younger and more athletic than the Lakers. And I think that's going to be Lakers' undoing no matter who they lose to in the playoffs, but especially against the Spurs. To me, I mean, Kwab, you say it all the time. Stuff's about matchups. Yeah. If these two teams played in the playoffs, I'm thinking the Spurs just because I think it's a horrible matchup for the Lakers.
Styles, what it is, styles make fights, right?
Yeah.
Styles make fights. And, I mean, from the Lakers side, watching, like, LeBron had that, the dunk, and even then, it was like, I was like, oh, snap, like, he caught one. It didn't matter just because it felt like any time the Lakers would make a little bit of a run, a little bit of like
Yeah.
headway into the lead, the Spurs will come right back and
Yeah, the next play
and
was the
punch
Fournette
them.
block. Next
Yeah,
time down the
yeah. It was like it just happened. I don't know if like the point you're making is your lack of defenders. Maybe it might be time to put Jared Vanderbilt back in the rotation, just for the sake of that. But I like me and you when we previewed the Lakers, we were like, yeah, they have LeBron. Yes, they have Luka. We didn't envision Austin Reeves having this as amazing of a year as he's been having, but we're like, this team comes with a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
A lot of if they need, like, if DeAndre Ayton is playing the right way,
Yeah.
if like it was just so many question marks, and this is what it looks like. I don't know if I don't know how many games you're going to be able to win if you don't have like the type of production you were getting in previous games from Luka and Austin Reeves, where it's like they're both putting up like 30 balls with multiple assists, and then you do that with then maybe LeBron being, it's crazy to say, like just a third all-around option just to kind of fill in the gaps. That's their, to me, that's the vision I see for them winning. But as constructed now, against, like you said, against teams like Spurs that are just gonna run and beyond, and even with Wemby back, it still creates mismatch problems. A Thunder team, and we all know what they look like. On the Houston Rockets, it's just the West is too tough when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and the Lakers, like their role players aren't even that good either. You know,
That's
we talk
the
a lot about
problem.
you know, them being old and slow, and LeBron and Luka, and also like a lot of the conversation goes to that. But at the end of the day, Marcus Smart had 8 threes today. You're not going to get that. You're just not. And the reason why they got that was because they were like just straight up doubling Luka 30 feet from the basket. And we're like, here, Marcus, you take 14 threes. But Rory Hachimura is inconsistent. Vanderbilt doesn't really put the ball on the hoop. DeAndre Ayton's having a good year, but at the end of the day, he's not someone you can really rely on. Gabe Vincent is not in Miami anymore. You know, it's just they don't have role players like a Keldon, like a Vassell, you know, like a Dylan Harper. Like 100 out of 100 times, give me the Spurs role players over whatever the Lakers have. They don't have it. Jake LaVervia, he was a nice pickup, I guess, but he doesn't have an impact every game. You have teams in this league whose role players make an impact every single game, every game, without question. And if you know one or two of them don't, they have others that can. Like the Spurs have like 4 or 5 players who are role players, 6 players who are role players who can literally win the game just by their play. The Spurs have a couple. The Lakers, who outside of LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, can genuinely win you a game. Maybe Marcus with his effort one game. Maybe. Rui might give you 20 in a game.
A Rui game winner. That's
yeah, but he wasn't that.
That's all. I'm joking. That's a joke. That's
but my
a joke.
point. But he wasn't even that good that game.
He wasn't even that good that game.
Yeah, like for instance, I'm a Knicks fan. Josh Hart wins the Knicks at least 5, 6, 7 games a year just by his being a role player.
His psychotic role player. Yeah. Like wave. Yeah.
Lou Dort, Isaiah Hartenstein, they win Thunder games by themselves.
Dylan Harper's won the Spurs games coming off the bench and being impactful.
The Lakers don't have that, and the Spurs have that in abundance. And I think going into this season, I was kind of underrating not so much the talent on the roster, but their ability to understand their roles and just how seamlessly it would work this year. They are way ahead of schedule. I thought they'd be good. I didn't think they'd be this good. So Spurs fans, I owe you an apology. And it'll come during the power rankings. Yeah.
And this is like, this is what happens. You draft well and you develop well, man. And being able to do this without Jeremy playing, without Wemby playing. I also like the other rookie, what's his name? From Arizona, Carter Bryant. He doesn't even get in the game. He doesn't get he barely gets in the game, and he's a defensive menace. And that's another person that's developing. Like you said, that's a deep team, man. It's a deep team. So well, again, Wemby get healthy soon, man. Because
I can't wait.
I need to see what this team looks like fully healthy right now.
Spurs playoff series will break the internet.
Oh man, it would be beautiful.
Break the internet, but we'll talk about that another time. The Spurs beat the Lakers 132-119. They go to 17-7. The Lakers are also 17-7. More importantly, the Spurs are going to Vegas to take on the OKC Thunder.
Ooh,
NBA Cup, baby.
Crazy game.
That's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be way better than Knicks Magic.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. I'm excited about that.
You can follow Dime at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh. He's Kwab. It's not his birthday anymore, but we're still celebrating it.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.